In order to change the header, we need to go into the back end and upload our own image. So right now you'll notice on here that there's a picture of the tree and so on. So if we go into the back end, look under the section for appearance, and there's one item here called header. And if we click on that, we get this information about putting up your own header. Here's a picture of the trees. Underneath that, where it says upload image, it gives us the actual dimensions of the image that is used in this particular theme. Now keep in mind that different themes have different headers, so this only works probably in this particular theme that we're using here, which is 2010. And they've said that it needs to be 940 by 198 pixels. Well, you do tend to need to create something that's exactly that size, so you need possibly to use something like Photoshop. Now I have a banner that I've created. I'm going to open this in Photoshop, and it's here it is sitting here. It's a picture of the fish and the sockeyes and the tagline. But I need to crop it to exactly the size that I need. Now the nice thing about Photoshop is you can actually put in the exact figures, which I've done here, 940 px, which is pixels, by 198 pixels. I'm using the crop tool. And I'm just going to draw out here and sort of crop this particular image until it kind of sits where I want it to sit. That looks about good. And now I have my image here at that size. I'm going to go into the little save for web feature in this and save this out. It's going to be called sockeyesbanner.jpg. It's a JPEG that I'm saving it as. And I can close this. I don't need it anymore. Okay, now I come down here and I go onto my computer and I choose the file that I need, which is sockeyesbanner.jpg. Click choose and then upload. And there it is. So it's telling me that this is what the banner will be. Now, of course, we want to go, I would recommend you go have a look at the actual site that the rest of the world sees whenever you do an update. So if I go back to my other tab here, oh, it's still there. I have to refresh the page, but it should update with the new banner, and there it is. So it kind of ties the page in a little bit better now that we've got the banner. The next thing that would be wise to do would be to update some of the information that's actually sitting on the page. And I think for that we maybe want to go have a look at the About page, because the information that they've given us here in sample format doesn't make any sense for what we're doing. So I'm going to go back to the other tab, which takes me to the back end. And again, these tabs are things that you need to implement yourself. If you're using your web browser, may look a little bit different than what I've got here. But back at the back end, I want to go and update that page that talks about who we are. So if I go under Pages, click on Pages, here it is. Here's this one page. That's all the site has right now is the About page. I'm going to click Edit, and here's the information that we saw on the front end of the site. I'm going to just highlight all of this, delete it. I've got some text that I've already written in a text editor. I'm just going to copy it out here and bring it back, my cursor back to the website here, and I'm just going to hit paste. And I can get rid of that. This basically works just a lot like a word processing application. So here we are. It's taken out my paragraph, so I need to add those back in. Give a little bit of space there. Now within this text editor section of WordPress, there are some things that you can do to make some changes. And I always recommend, there's a funny little thing, I wish it came as default, but in this panel, if there's boldface, italicize, and so on, make bullet lists and your alignment things, that there's also this thing here called Show Hide Kitchen Sink. I highly recommend you click on that, which then brings up some more options down here, such as text color and so on. Okay, so let's just say that we wanted to, in fact, highlight one of these things. An album, for example, Song of the Sockeye here. An album should be called, should be italicized. So I'll just give it some italicization, and we'll leave it at that for the moment. But as we read through, I've got a little bit here where it says who the lead singer is and where it was started. Well, what if we wanted to have this as a link through to a page about this particular person, which happens to be me at the moment? And what would we do? Well, first, we need to create a new page that is already set up, and then we'll link through to it. And how to do that? That's the next thing.